All right, everybody, welcome back. We're going to do some more things with font, things we can do. All right, so once again, let's type something. Let's type font. How about that? F-O-N-T font. All right, and let's take a look at some different things under our effect little menu there. I'm going to duplicate this again. So let's take a look at some. Okay, so this is an interesting one, 3D materials. So let's do the first one. Oh, I know what I should have done first. Let's do this. Hold on, undo. Let's give it a color because black is not very visible when you give it the 3D effect. I'm just gonna go ahead and swing that on up to red. There we go. Let's try that again. 3D material, let's try extrude and bevel. So check that out. So it's still a font, I can still type, I can still do all that stuff, but now it's got this whole 3D look to it. So let's check out the depth. Obviously, we'll make the 3D effect deeper or shorter. Twist is pretty weird. Not sure when I would need that, but you never know. Take that off there. All right, taper is gonna give it like a, almost like a perspective look, right, as it brings it into like a point. Now let's see if we can move that around here with this little rotation. So you can also pick it up. But again, I'm getting a kind of a funky angle with it. All right, let's take off taper. There we go. And let's rotate it that way. So I could pick up this little rotation device here, widget, whatever it is, and move it around. I mean, I can even put it backwards, but the lighting is coming from the other side. So for now, we could change that too. Let me rotate it back to something more usable. All right, let's get a little angle like that. There we go. Okay, and I do like the taper slightly. Let me make it deeper and then see if I can taper it a little bit. Okay, try that again here. All right, cool. Well, there we are. Let's see what else. Custom rotation. So again, this is doing similar things to this. Wait, whoops, there it is. Let me pick that widget up. There we go. But I would rather control it by hand, I guess. I don't know. I guess if you had subtle things, maybe you want to do it this way. Okay, let's check out a couple of things. Bevel, we can go ahead and give it a three-dimensional cut on that side, and we can affect the bevel shape here with all these little options. Look at that. There we go. Make it like it's inside. That's cool. Deeper. And a little sharper there. Let's just go to classic. All right, and now that's beveled, I can affect the height and the depth of the bevel and all that goodness. All right, now there's more down here. Oh, it's going slowly. Now I'm getting a little lag here. So when you're doing 3D effect, you might get a little lag on your computer. Okay, we've got more options here. Bevel inside, bevel both sides, which is the other side over there. And then here's my rotation again. So when I hit bevel, obviously it opened this window up right there. Okay, well, there we are. I do want to hit these other ones, but let me get out of this and let's do it to, well, let's see here. Don't want to do that. I want to move this over. Okay, let's click on another thing here. I just duplicated it, so we've got the 3D materials already, window already up. Let's hit plane. Check that out. So now we don't have a three-dimensional letter. We have a flat 2D letter, but now it looks like it's in a 3D world where we can look at different angles, the bottom, and whatnot. let's see. Let's leave that one as it is, and I'm going to duplicate it again here. And let's go to revolve. Okay, now this is pretty crazy, but it's just a bit too much. So let's take this revolve back so it doesn't go all the way around. A little more subtle. And let me rotate this in a way that I can kind of see it. Check that out in the back there. Okay, I'm going to take it a little less because the light's not hitting it, which we can adjust, but I just haven't got there yet. To show you. Okay, so we've got this little rotation going. Again, maybe you'll find that helpful. Twist it. I don't even. There we go. You twist it down, taper it. It's going to give it that perspective look. Then offset. It's going to change that distance there. Okay, and then let's see what else. No option to bevel. Wait, let's see. Yeah, it won't let me bevel that. And then, again, we can affect that all here with the rotation and the angle. And yeah, expand as wireframes, other things that, I mean, again, if you export a 3D object, if you wanted to, all these other things you can do. There's more, but these are the basics I think you would need for understanding how to use this in a design. All right, let's do it again here. Duplicate it again. I'm getting a little lag now, I can tell, because I've got a bunch of 3D stuff. Okay, let's go. Let me go back to just a regular looking 3D effect. I probably should have just duplicated the first one. That's all fine. Okay, let's take it back a little bit. And let's see what happens when we change a material. Okay, so we've got material here. So if I click this first one, material, we can change it to look like it's different materials. And there's a bunch. That was snakeskin. Let's see, gold. And goes on and on and on. All right, that's cool. Let's leave that there. Graphics as well. We could add those in there. I don't find it super helpful, but I'm sure in some instance somebody might need to do that. A little splatter or something, but I'm just going to mess with the materials. And let's see what else. Okay, so if I go down to properties. Okay, so I can affect the amount that it's repeating the pattern. So I think less actually looks better. The fold variation seems to make it less sharp, as I would think the blur would as well. Let's see what else we've got. Once again, a lot of this you just got to play with and see how it works. Okay, take that all the way down. Gets way too white. And so on and so on. Oh, I don't like messing with the luminosity. Let's get it back. Just undo that. Okay, and a bunch of things we can do. But let's go to something I think is a little more critical, and that's the lighting. So our lighting, we can change where the light's coming from. And we've got some presets right here. So that's kind of cool. But we can also affect that as well with our sliders. As you can see here, moving lighting, changing the height, how hard or soft the light is, whether it's ambient light lighting up the rest of it or not, the intensity of that light. So that's pretty cool. And we can really make that stand out a lot more and not be so flat if the colors are all too similar. Let's see, shadow. Again, we can add a shadow to the lighting and how it's hitting this 3D object and how far it's hitting and all that. Oh, the bound, yeah. How far it goes. All right, lots of little things we can do here. It's pretty cool. Again, I don't have too many needs for the 3D effect, but you know, maybe you're doing something that would call for that. All right, let me move these up here. And let's do something else. Oh, I got font already typed. Okay, let's take that. Now let's go to something different. So let's see what else we can affect. The warp tool, I think, is a good common way to affect type. So let's just click on the first one. There's a bunch of things here, but watch. When we select that there, I got arc, right? But all those options are here as well. So we can change them there. And I can change the amount with these sliders here, how much it's going to bend on this arc. You can even change which side it's going to arc more from, or it can look a little three-dimensional here with a horizontal distortion, or the vertical distortion. And you can just check out all these different little versions of style here on the arc. Do all sorts of different things. Once again, it's kind of that thing you might just have a specific need for here or there. It's not a thing, I think, that, you know, maybe you really want to make something look squashed. This might be perfect, right? If you want to arc it like that with a bend down, you might look like this is all getting squeezed. Kind of like that. All right, and there's a bunch. So let's try and put it back to normal, and then we can see a little more what it does here if we go a little more subtle. So on and so on. And shell upper, pretty weird, but you know. Let's see what else. Flag, obviously it looks like a flag. Wave. All right, kind of looks distorted. That's cool. And so on. And it goes on and on. But, you know, it's good to know where these are in case you have that one instance once in a while and you need that sort of thing. I'm going to leave it back at, which one did I like? So you can find it again. I think that was it. Yeah, look like it's squashed. I'll leave it like that. And that's the warp option. So kind of cool. Kind of might have a need for those at some point. Okay, the last thing I want to show you is not in the effects window, but is another thing we can do with type. And that has to do with typing on a path. Okay, so I just want to get the pen tool. I just want to make a nice little curve here. That's actually not a nice curve. Let's try that again. Nice curve. Okay, and I know I've got a fill on it. I'm going to close the 3D material. I don't need that anymore. Let's just make this a little nicer. Well, I'll take off. I'll switch that so it's just the stroke there. And there we go. Okay, so if I have the type tool, I can take the type tool and I can put it close to that path, and if I put it close to it, it's going to switch. You can see that it's switching to the type on a path tool, which looks like that. But if it's just a path, I don't have to actually switch it. I can just get close to it, and I can start typing on it. You know, it'll put the lorem ipsum there. But if I start typing, it's going to just go, this is how to type on a path. And I can take that text. Let's select it. So it's still editable. I can change the size, obviously. I can, you know, change it all the ways I would change text, where it's lined up to. Change the text. Whoops. Let's go here. Sure, Cooper Black. Why not? And there we go. So that's a good way if you want to make text not in a straight line. You want to make your own path. And of course, you can still take your path and edit it and, you know, tweak it a little bit. So it's great because you can start doing things and then, you know, go ahead and change it after and, you know, make it nice and perfect. Okay, let's see here. Okay, let's do a shape this time. So let me get a, let's get an ellipse. We'll stick with the ellipse here. So I'm gonna go ahead and make a circle or oval. Let's just do that so we can see here our path. Okay, now let's get the type tool. Now, if I go to it, it's gonna do something different. It is not gonna change the type on a path tool. It is gonna assume I wanna type within the shape. Okay, so if I bring it to there and I have that circle around it, it's gonna type within the shape, which is kind of cool. I might wanna do this. Let's see how fast I can type here. This is how to type within a shape. This is a, just need more text here. Good option for typing. I don't know. Okay, so now it fits where it can, so a little bit irregular. Let's see if I centered it. It's gonna look a little better for an oval, I guess. Although I'm not a fan of centering type, but in this case, I guess I would. So here we go. There's that. You know, and I can still change my shape if I needed to. And this little button's showing me that I do not have all the text in there. So again, pretty cool because I can continue to edit it as I need to. All right, next option. Let's go ahead and make another oval. And again, I'm just gonna switch it because it bothers me that it's filled in. And let's go here. And this time, instead of just letting it do the fill, to fill it in the shape, let's go ahead and go to type on a path tool. And let's go ahead and click on it. And pretty much right where I clicked is where it's gonna start the text. I'll just leave the dummy text there for this one. And it's gonna go around your shape. Now, of course, I can still edit my shape. If I want to change where it's starting from, I can slide it. So you can see here, if I slide it this way, I am losing text on this side here. And if I wanted to move that, I would have to bring that this way. So you can pick up these little end marks here and move them to, oops, not getting it there, to change where the text is starting from. I keep clicking on the wrong button. There we go. I need that little arrow, if you can see that there. That's gonna let me move it around. Okay, and that's a good option here, but let's keep that selected here. Let's go to the type on the path under the type menu and see what we can do here. We can go to skew and look what that did. That's kind of interesting. You know what, let's go ahead and duplicate these. Let me make more room. Didn't need to do that. Let's pick that up, put you over here. And let's shrink this down a little bit. Oh, but now my type is the wrong size. You know what? Let's just make my paper bigger. That's gonna be a lot easier. Let's go to the artboard. Let's get off this and go to tabloid. There we go. Look at that. All this beautiful room now. Now I can pick this up, get you out of the way. Okay, now let's duplicate this. Still have it selected here. Go back to the type on the path options. Let's go to ribbon. Okay, interesting. Made some of the text really hard to read as did this. But let's see here. Let's just see what they do here. Duplicate it again. If I can select it. There we go. Okay, so again, doing a stair step. So instead of rotating it around, we are stepping it up so it's always facing the same direction. And let's go to the last one, gravity. Okay, so this gave it like a center point. Okay, those are all fine and good, but let's do it again here. So I'm gonna go to make my shape. Okay, well, I'll do a circle this time. Why not? again, because it bugs me. We'll do that, make it a path. And let's go ahead and go to type. I'm going to switch to, once again, type on a path tool. And let's type on it. Let's get my lorem ipsum text there. Okay, let's go there. And let's go to type on a path and type on a path options. And now check it out. We've got a lot of the same options I just showed you all there. We've got them again. I'm gonna hit preview so I can see what's happening. If I hit flip, I can go to the inside, right? So here it's going on the outside. If I hit flip, I can get the text to go around the inside of the shape, and that's kind of cool. Can also affect where it's aligned to. The descender, the ascender, the base, the baseline, all that sort of good stuff. Spacing is set to auto, but I can affect the spacing of the text here. Let's go like that. Just gonna cram it a little more together. Yeah, so got kind of cool options there. The really good one is flipping it. That's gonna be super helpful. Okay, let's get this text we kind of started with and duplicate it there. Let's go again to type on a path options. I'm going to hit preview, and then I'm going to hit flip, and I can get it to the other side of the text. So maybe you want it to be on the other side, easily done by just flipping it. And the text is generally going to start from wherever you started your anchor point, by the way. So wherever you start that, that's where it's going to want to start from. All right, well, there are a bunch of different ways to do some interesting things with fonts. Again, not always useful. Definitely don't want to be defaulting to do all these crazy things on all my designs, but there are instances where you might want to do some of these things, and now you know how. Well, thank you guys for watching. Hope that helped. I'll see you guys on the next tutorial.